Here, just you want to sit by the
Hey,
pool?
Raina, this is really nice. Kevin, come back to the pool with me.
Yeah. Let's just.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get in the water with you. Let's just put our feet in. Okay.
Okay.
Not sure.
So, what do you like to do?
I'm. What do you mean? What I like to do?
I like to cook.
Oh yeah,
I cook all the time.
I love people. I love cooking. I love just a bunch of group of people cooking together, and then we eat like red peppers and crackers and some hummus, and we just feed it.
I never had that. I cook with red peppers, but I never had them with hummus.
Yeah, you just feed it to one another, but I don't want to do that with you. But with other people, with a bunch of people.
What's your favorite animal?
Oh,
because mine's a dragon. Wait, that's not real.
Well, they are real. They are so real.
That's cool. You think that way.
That's why mine are unicorns.
Oh, that's not real either.
Right? Sorry, hold on. I just get tired. My eyelashes are so
I can
heavy.
tell.
Blink, blink,
so,
blink,
who's
blink.
who's the right person for you? Who's the right person for you?
Sorry, that hit was a little deep earlier. I just bro people that go with the flow.
I like to do that too.
Like to experience, life.
I like to do that too. Do you want to do long distance? Do you want to do long distance? Do you want to do long distance with me? That's what I'm asking.
No. I just want chill. I want chill. I just want to have chemistry with someone,
but we have chemistry though. We have chemistry.
Yeah, it's a little soon there.
Is that too soon?
Yeah, that might be too soon.
Sorry, I've never kissed someone, dated someone, or had sex with someone.
I bet you cuddle like crazy, though. But it's off the hook.
That's what Mom says.
Yeah. I definitely think we met in another life. You want to hit?
I'm gonna stay away from that.
Sure.
Yeah.
It really makes the date better. Promise you. But we met in another life,
definitely,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Kind of
Can I just stare at you
and pet my cat?
Or how about? Can I go in for a hug?
Sure.
And hold you a little too long.
Okay. 3, 2. That's enough.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Let's keep in touch. Yeah.
Sure, you don't want to hit. This is great.
Yes, that's a really long hit. And scene.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé. Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown. 90-day Beyonce. Marrying someone you only met on your phone. Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes.
Let's love.
She was higher than me on a gummy during our podcast.
She was high.
That was some fucking. I kind of think he was a little high too. Honestly,
maybe.
Couldn't tell because he
was still needy as fuck. That whole conversation, I needed to be high to watch it.
That's what I actually want to ask. Not about the conversation. I want to ask, what was the play-by-play in your mind as you, Jake Anthony, were watching it?
It's full body cringe for me every time he's talking to a woman. I'm like Tyray. And that laugh that he does just... It does, like every time he laughs, like something tightens in my jaw.
Yeah,
I've started to become
about the beads.
I've started to become consistently annoyed with him, and I find him a creeper. That whole thing, what he said with the beads, he's like, oh, that's nice beads. First of all, the beads he had on, you can literally find in a sewer grate in New Orleans.
You know what? You have
He
opinions.
found those on the ground.
Yeah, and I want to tease people. We have announcements before you start getting into the beads because you're going to go all off.
You're right.
And then we're going to
But
be in the
literally,
segment.
those are beads that are that like fall on you when you're like walking in Bourbon Street.
You would know.
And she's like, those are nice beads, which total. And he's like, what do you want to do for him? And I went, gross. It was just a weird fucking pervy thing to say.
What if Morgan Spector had on beads and he said, what do you want to do for them?
But I'm a slut. I'm into that.
Just not with Tyray.
This woman was not into that.
No.
It's also very different because it's a man and a woman.
That's true.
This is TSL. This is the single life.
This is a single life. This episode was great. It's great. I love the series.
Season 4, episode 9. I did not get the title.
The title either.
I bet it's Tyray shoots his shot or something like that.
It's going to be better than I was watching this at the airport at like 5 a.m.
Debbie sprays a spray can.
No, Single Life have they've been terrible too.
Yeah, it's been awful.
Hey, talk about why I'm looking this up.
They've been the worst.
They've been the worst. So,
y'all, a couple of announcements. First of all, it is Monday. We're recording this. The If You Can Dream It show, our live podcast show tour, is on sale for everybody.
hopefully.
We're still waiting on that Fort Lauderdale link. Thanks a lot, South Florida. You really showed up.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get that tomorrow.
This episode is called Tyray Shoots His Shot.
Shut up! Shut up! Okay. Put a pin in that because, y'all, I'm a motherfucking witch, ho. I'm a motherfucking witch.
Oh, no.
Put a pin in that. That's
no.
weird.
Well,
that's weird.
It's normally I do think you're a witch, but it's also they're doing the
It's the
lead.
easiest thing possible.
They're doing the lead.
So, I want to tell you the witch story, but before I do that, I'm going to talk about announcements.
Y'all, I walked in and Poodle pulled a Maddie and said, "I need to tell you something, but I'm going to tell you on the pod."
When you imitate my voice, I sound like the bitchiest, like grocery store checker, like checkout person, which is fair.
I think people say it's good.
So, y'all, the If We Can Dream It tour the sale is live. All the other the links seemingly are good. We do have our TBA cities, and I will tell you those now. So those are where are they? I just had this.
Here I have them. It's Charlotte, Los Angeles,
Thank you.
Philly, Atlanta, Denver, Seattle, and we kept forgetting until we were
Austin.
Austin. We forgot to tell y'all.
Seven cities.
Texas is getting us 3 times.
Yeah. Florida's getting us 3 times.
Yeah.
And Ohio twice. My 3 favorite states.
All states where women's rights are really accepted. The irony.
It's not even accepted. They're actively trying to take them away.
Uh-huh. Yet we only have 2 in California. 1 in New York.
It's true.
True. There you go. Maybe that's because in those states y'all need
need
in Florida,
less gay.
Y'all need more gay because
Yes,
they're
true.
trying to take it away.
It's true. It's true. We're not going to Oklahoma though, so
No.
Nope.
No.
So, y'all, if you want my suggestion, if you want VIPs, you should have bought those yesterday.
Yeah.
We are sold out of Boston VIPs. Those went really quickly. The New York VIPs is a very low ticket alert. So I would not sit around on those. Sit on your hands. The other dates are looking good right now. We can't wait to get out there and perform for you.
Very much.
Bring some friends. Also, if you're worried about coming to a show by yourself, don't be. People make friends. a lesbian met a girl there, and they made out with each other the whole time.
I
at
thought
our New
she
York show.
wasn't a lesbian. She was just kind of questioning. That was a moment for her. Maybe it wasn't. Was she already out? I didn't know that.
It was I don't know if she was a lesbian, but she started making out with a girl.
I would love for someone to have their first same-sex experience at one of our shows.
I think that happened.
Hopefully not someone's husband with you.
Ooh, that's a no-brainer. That's gonna happen.
But if you're you don't have to be. If you're in the Facebook group, Den Mother Jackie,
Sissy Squad,
almost all in the Sissy Squad, she puts and it's pinned, but she puts a separate post for each city.
Yeah.
So that way sissies can all say, hey, who's going?
Up. Some people go to restaurants before, they get drinks after. This is a good time to meet your best friend you've never met before.
Hey, all I'm saying is, pace yourself. Don't get too ripped
Don't
and
get
be
wasted.
that person. Or
Don't be the megaphone.
Poodle will call you out.
I will attack people from the stage.
If you get too much, I will ask you to leave.
It's a zero tolerance policy for me this time around.
We work too hard to get ourselves out there.
Thank you.
We do.
Professionals.
Love y'all, not your show.
That's true. We're excited.
We are professionals.
I'm starting to buy. Someone asked me, the young man I'm currently seeing, Fauntleroy, said, "Do you have a budget for your costumes and stuff like that this tour?" And I went, "Why are you asking?" And I got super defensive. What do you mean? What do you mean? Do we need a budget?
I mean,
he went, "Well, that way you know what your margins are." And I was like, "You're restricting me."
that's not a bad idea.
I agree with you. It's not a bad idea, but I immediately became defensive.
Well, I don't think it's a bad idea because you do go crazy with the costumes. However, in your defense, you're so cheap, you never spend a lot of money in costumes.
That's true.
I found y'all
they are threadbare.
A bat knitted onesie for Poodle that I wanted him to buy, but I didn't look at the price, and Poodle was like, "That's $200."
$200.
Poodle's not going to pay for that.
I could have been the Wuhan bat flying around. Hey, come here. Why don't you bite you?
I'm not. But if you want to do that, we can. I'm not worried about you overspending.
We should.
I like that though. That's actually good business sense.
Can we have that in a business meeting and not on
You're
the podcast?
the one that brought it up.
But I brought it up as an anecdote, not to talk about it seriously. Anyway, y'all, come see us. We're real excited.
If you want to, now, I will say, if you want to see me a little sooner, Poodle has rehearsal, but this week, actually,
It's me every time. I have rehearsal for my show.
At the Irvine Improv, yes, I'm going to be doing, Kate Casey is doing a show, and she asked me to help her and do some little things. So that's going to be, if you go to Kate Casey, wherever she's in the Facebook group, there's a post, or Kate Casey CA is her Instagram, and she has a link tree, or like a link, you can go there to
Kate
click
Casey K.
Kate Casey K.
CA.
So Kate Casey, I guess so. So, but I know, but I don't want people to go KAY.
I know. I was just making a joke.
But now they're confused. They're going to say, I look for Casey K. Because my sister's name
Never mind. Take the fun out of everything.
Anyway, KKCCA, that's where you can get tickets this Wednesday. See you there. I think maybe Chris Farron's going to be there from DocuSweeties too.
That sounds right.
And maybe Dylan and Patrick from Bad
TV.
Oh,
fun.
Yeah.
Big old home week.
I could be wrong about all of those.
Y'all, speaking of my show, we'll put this in the show notes too. The Indiegogo link is live for my show, The Seagull Song, by the theater company Right for Art. And the show opens in less than 2 weeks.
It's gonna be great.
So from now and between the show opens, my voice is gonna sound like John's always.
Always.
Hey, Rilla, want a wrench?
What a wrench! What a wrench!
That's what it's gonna feel like.
But
yeah, if you want to donate for the cost, basically it's basically for the designers and the actors, because I ain't making nothing.
But you can meet. There's two different tiers. You can meet Poodle, or you can meet both of us.
Yes,
like whatever you want to do. I'll be there on the 23rd.
I think there's a tier so you can just not meet you as well.
I'm fine with that.
There's an option.
Yeah. But I'll be very strict about it. Don't try to come and say hi for me if you only paid for Poodle.
Oh!
Well, no, because I want you to be supported.
That's fair.
I normally, personally, wouldn't care. I'd talk to everybody if I could. That's what I did at Ronnie and Benny's show. Ben and Ronnie's show.
Yeah, when we were
loved
paraded up and down.
Oh, loved it.
I hated it.
Loved it. But I get it. Also, we're going to be doing an interview with Scott Evans, the host
From
of
Couple to Thruple.
Mhm. We're hopefully, look, y'all, we're not as important. We get it. He's got a lot of shit going. So something could happen in his life. There could be breaking entertainment news, and he could go up. But right now, we're scheduled to
Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny are together again.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, we are scheduled to do it on Wednesday morning, and the interview will probably go up that night. So,
I think if Taylor broke up with Travis, that would be an emergency.
He would have an emergency on his hands.
That would be an emergency. Yeah.
I think not. February 28th.
That was
is that
so
today?
much fun. No, it's Wednesday.
So Wednesday's a big day. That collab is dropping with them. So be sure to check that out. And Poodle, what do we have March 4th coming up?
Seeking Sister Wife on the cringe tier, otherwise known as the $8 tier.
Anything else?
Happily Ever After, 2 new couples were announced.
I was gooped.
I knew it would be Ashley and Manuel.
We knew that.
I knew it because it's too good to pass up. I think it's absolutely trolling to do Rob and Sophie. No one liked them. Was there anyone who's rooting for them?
No, but I keep telling you.
I know, I get it. But Happily Ever After is different than... I think that requires some level of being interested in what happens. And I don't even think people are interested.
I don't think people are interested.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's... I think you have to be slightly invested. Even
Although no one is interested in Bilal and Shida anymore.
yeah,
And they were on.
boy, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. No one was
But
interested.
I think that was due... I think they hadn't had... I don't think they'd had a black couple in a while.
That's true.
They had not had a black couple of... Well, they had... but Robert and Annie never did Happily Ever After.
Any.
Yeah.
Why not? I would have loved it. Because I'm excited to see Ashley just go into all of these states.
Oh!
It's going to be great.
It's going to be, y'all, she's going to frustrate the fuck out of you and kind of stress you out through the screen. But it'll be worth it once we get another ugly crying in the crown in the car. God, that wedding was messy.
Oh, it was messy. It was so messy.
And how did Rob and Sophie have a nice beach wedding?
I know that because that's all they care about are appearances. That's all they care about.
Fair.
Anyway.
We got through all the announcements in almost 20 minutes. That was a lot.
What's your story? Why are you a witch?
Well.
I already knew it. I keep telling you to practice.
Well. We know that we called the Happily Ever After couple because that's easy.
We did. And we've called some of this Love is Blind. Y'all don't sleep on Love is Blind. It is good.
That's right. Love is Blind is nuts right now.
It's the best season.
Like, y'all, and things are coming out. So and someone had a girlfriend. They went in. Amber, who was with not AD, but the other Amber. Amber had a whole boyfriend.
Trevor apparently had
Trevor
a girlfriend,
had a
but broke up.
girlfriend.
It's all of them are shit.
Jeremy was with a girl and lived with him in a house.
Yeah.
Engaged. They're all... Charlotte is... Love is messy.
Yes.
Love is lies.
Apparently Mary Payne, we had a couple of messages saying she goes really into all the tea. Y'all, I'm not going to listen to that. We already get enough of it. So
and also, I think to me, the show and how it plays out is more interesting than the tea.
Not that yes, support her, Mary.
No. I'm not saying
no,
that.
I just want to clarify my statement. Love Mary Payne, but it's just like we already get enough of these trash people.
Yeah.
I don't want to go digging in their lives unless it's Lauren and Cameron doing something sweet.
I don't care really about that either. Anyway,
I
like them.
If they showed up at a live show, you probably would cry.
I like them. I just don't want to watch them do anything sweet.
You said in Slack, I don't want to see Rob's face again unless it's in gay porn. But I disagree. Because if you saw him in gay porn, you would rather him wear a pup mask, probably.
No, I would need him to. I would need but the most important thing is he wouldn't be able to speak. Someone just shove a dick in his mouth.
Ah, yeah.
That would be necessary
That'd
because
be
anytime he talks, no. My story.
Okay.
So, remember, like in December when I basically, because the person above me was just my upstairs neighbor. It's become a joke for as long as I've been in this apartment. She's extremely loud. She clumps around like a Clydesdale. She vacuums at least twice, sometimes 3 times a week without animals. She's OCD, and she moves the furniture.
She does
Every time.
Every time she vacuums, it's a lot.
It's really irritating. So she's very, very loud, and she made comments about when I had sex, about she could hear it. I've never told you about that.
You've never told me
She
that.
made comments about it. Sorry if I'm putting in a performance down here.
How loud? You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know any questions.
So now I have a sock ready to go in their mouth or my mouth. or a jock strap, whatever I can get my hands on. So
Get your MeUndies jock
get your
strap.
MeUndies jock straps. Maybe one of them's going in my mouth. So I was doing my incantations with my candle, setting my intentions. And my intention was not to do anything bad to my neighbor. It was, I want you to move on from this place. This is not where you should stay. That was my intention. I want you to move on. That was the things I kind of repeated over and over and over again. So I just, my neighbor's outside. She's been gone for like 2 months. So I thought, did I really get her away? And she's like, I said, hey, how are you? And she's like, hi, how are you? That's how she talks. She's an extremely
This is
basic
a public
woman.
show, so hopefully she doesn't listen.
I don't fucking care at this point.
Okay.
She's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, how? And I said,
She's nice,
you were
yeah.
gone for a while. Is she?
She's always nice to me.
She's nice, but who cares?
She's emotionally draining.
Nice people can be boring or draining.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck you if you're nice. You need something more. So I'm like, so you were gone for a while. And she's like, yeah, I was gone for like 2 months. Like almost like I was shocked that I had a problem with that or I brought it up. And I said, I said, well, I'm glad you're back. She's like, well, it's weird that you say that because I gave my notice today.
Really?
Yeah. So, and I'm like, oh, sorry to hear that I pulled in a performance. Oh.
Wow.
Then she's like, yeah, I was just like thinking to myself, and I just like heard in my head, it said, this is not where you should stay. This is not where I really need to be. She used my exact words.
Welcome to the power of the universe. I'm proud for
Y'all,
you.
I flipped out.
I'm telling you.
It was creepy.
Miss Uni's a literal bitch.
So you're not shocked by that at all?
I am not shocked at all because I believe in that shit. I'm very happy. I think I've been telling you forever to light your candle and do
I'm
this
a
shit.
manifesting witch.
I'm not shocked. I'm proud for you.
Thank you.
Now, I do think that's astounding though.
Yes.
I think it's miraculous, and 110 degrees. I had a thing just a couple of weeks ago.
What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
said that because you don't like. I had an experience. I don't want to talk about it because it's kind of personal, but I had an experience like that 2 weeks ago that was just eerie. So I think it's confirmation that
I'm a witch.
You're a witch.
That
I'm
also
scared a
means
little now when I
don't
start
fuck
to think
with
of
me.
it. Now I'm
Don't
starting to
fuck with
rethink of
me.
this. Maybe that's why I'm not fully excited. Maybe I'm stepping back on this. So now, though, you should start setting like intention energy for who you want to bring into this place.
Good idea.
Because someone has to live above you.
Also, you need to stop pulling tarot cards that ruin our tour at Drop.
It wasn't my fault. I didn't do it.
But bringing energy in.
I brought energy. I'm fine with it.
But I'm saying
You
without
can't
knowing.
have one revelatory thing about energy and think you're an expert.
I am.
Oh, God. You need to focus on who brings in, because if you don't think about it, you might get somebody worse.
Not possible.
Oh, don't say that.
Really?
Yes. Don't say that. You need to have good energy. I am so happy for you.
Yes, it's done. She's moving out at the end of the month, I believe.
It's a guy, right? Like she met a guy.
I don't think so.
Really?
She's like, I kind of want to go. I kind of want to be float. I kind of want to float for a while.
If she, you know what she would be really good at? She would be great on Love Is Blind. She would fall in love with someone so quickly.
Yeah, she's annoying as fuck.
So she's leaving the city?
I don't know. You know me. You would find out 1,000 things about this person. I try to make my conversations very short.
Wow. That is, you know what that is too? The reason why she used the same phrase, because that is the universe saying, hey, I'm a little bitch. If you don't take me seriously, I'll fuck you over.
Yeah.
So be careful what you say, what you put out
I
there.
agree.
Because I'm saying like heed the warning for you.
I whispered into the universe's ear.
Because sometimes you just go around saying shit.
Like you go around pulling tarot cards?
No, that's different. I was intentional about that.
But you don't know.
I'm learning it.
Okay. I just want you to become better. I think I want you to become better versed before you start.
I never
playing
said
with
I was
dark
an
magic.
expert of it. I don't think
but
it's dark magic.
It's magic. Before you start doing it.
I think it's energy, but yeah, it's magic energy, whatever.
That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. I'm fine with it. Tarot sissies, don't email me because I don't care. I've already got one. I'll talk to her. Joni.
I want you to be intentional too.
No, yeah, that's true.
But maybe just know a little more.
All right.
I just don't want you to do something and invite weird energy.
Okay, I don't think I do, but sure, I do. Whatever.
Tyray.
Speaking of in New Orleans on a voodoo tour.
In this sweaty, stinky, seedy bar. God, y'all, I cannot tell you any place I would rather not be. With horrible music playing.
It just looks humid.
It's sweltering.
Just looks humid, y'all.
And y'all, he's looking forward to meeting someone who gives him all his firsts. Again, the efficient thing here would be a sex worker. It would be one payment. Knock out all this. The trifecta. First kiss, first date,
You gotta
first
give
fuck.
that up. It's not going to happen.
I
They wouldn't
refuse.
put it on TV. But the brothers should do that and just not tell him.
I agree. And hire someone and make it look like she's coming on to him.
Yeah, and then after their one night of passion.
Kind of like what I did for you.
Yeah, you never did it because you can't afford, because you don't want to pay for anybody.
Well, they came up to you, but they had too many teeth missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, like this one night of glory and love, she can tell him, look, I'm so sorry, but I'm dying, and today's my last day. And then she'll just go away, and it'll be a memory for him. Or she'll say, she's got to be dead. Anything else, he would chase her.
Good
if
point.
She said, I'm moving to Japan, he'd go.
You're right.
So she's got to, unless
She
either
needs to say,
death or
don't
space.
come look for me, Tyray. I'm dead now.
Yep, death or space. Or she could say, hey, I'm an astronaut and I'm going to the space station for the rest of my life.
I've been chosen for the next biosphere.
Yes.
And I'm going to be there for 8
going
years.
to Houston to do that thing
And then
forever.
And then after 8 years, he's
Yep.
there with flowers.
Right outside. Just wait for it, and then she's not there.
This needy motherfucker.
Yeah.
I just
Bless him.
it's past that for me. It's feeling someone needs to take control of the situation. He's going to wind up creeping out every girl he's with. People aren't telling him. He needs like the pickup artist or something. He needs an actual education, not by his brothers. He needs someone who'll be be tough with him.
I mean, I don't know if I think that. I don't know if tough love is the best for him.
Well, he needs someone who's not going to let him get by with saying creepy shit.
He doesn't know. He
That's
doesn't
what
know.
I'm saying. Anyway, he meets Raina. Also, I thought there's literally a rainbow flag behind them. I'm like, are they in a gay bar?
I don't. Maybe they're just. I don't know. It's trendy to be gay.
It's also
now.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
It is trendy. I remember when people threw rocks at gay people.
They still do. In our country, even.
That's true.
They do.
I guess it depends on where you go.
But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, definitely. He likes her. Because thick girls are it girls. He's ready for it.
He meets her and says, he's like, how old are you? And she says, guess. Y'all, there's never a good answer to this question. But he guessed 22.
I think it's never a good thing to say guess, especially when you're a hard 25.
I was going to say that.
She did not look 25 to me. You can tell that Raina's had her fun.
She also mentioned getting her master's. Like, was that someone else? I think that was someone else. I think that was someone else. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe, I missed that. She
Anyway.
thinks he's a ball of sunshine. I just want to give him a big hug. And I think he's a real genuine person, and the ball's in his court.
So y'all, he's like, maybe we can hang out tomorrow. Or Sunday. I'm like free all day. It's like, whatever. I'll delay my trip.
Whatever you want to do, I'm here. Do you want me to stay longer?
Thing. Y'all, is it just, there are people out there, when I watch this, my whole body just turns inside on itself.
Why? Because he was really selling himself. He said he was sweaty and that he gets sweaty a lot. And he said he's 33 and doesn't have a job. Like,
it's just, you know what it is? It's how he participates in the conversation. It's never to play tennis. It's like he's waiting for her to say something.
well, I think everybody does, but I think especially knowing you want someone not to take control, but for someone to be a little more assertive in conversation.
I need that because I will otherwise dominate.
I don't think that's ever going to be him.
No.
No.
So, and he's like, should I start looking for apartments? God, kill me.
It's not funny. I think we're. I don't
Is
know
that
if
a line
he
you
needs
would use?
No, I don't think he needs tough love. I think he needs someone he goes on a date with, and they say that, and they say, "Yeah, that's creepy." Like he almost maybe needs to be learn on the job.
Oh, like a dating coach.
He does.
Yeah.
Not the one Darcy used. That terrible person.
No. So, anyway, he says, she's like, should I look for apartments? He's like, no, because I'm probably not going to be here for very long. So I'm not going to tell you where I live. I wouldn't.
No, not at all.
And she's like, so, because when you look too hard, you like miss things and you just need to let it come. And she's basically giving him that advice. Mm-hmm. He's not hearing it though.
No.
That's why I suggested someone with more tough love, because I think all of being nice is not going to get through to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think dating coach is the best option, because if it's a coach, then he'll.
Yeah. So that's when we have the beads thing, and he's like,
I'm just worried if it's his brothers giving him tough love, then he's going to shut down and not say anything to him.
It can't be his brothers. That's what I said before earlier. It cannot be his brothers. It needs to be someone he hires.
I think a dating coach. Yeah.
So he's like, what do you got to do to? He's like, what are you going to do to give me the beads? Now, if you know anything about New Orleans lore, does he not know that is basically telling her to to show her boobs?
No, I think he does know, because he wouldn't have said so. But he wouldn't have asked her, like, what are you going to do? But I think he doesn't know. He thought maybe that's just you get beads from doing something physical, sexual. Whereas
What
I
a
know
dumbass.
it's just you show your tits.
Yeah.
That's how women get beads. And I guess guys show their dick, right?
No, that it doesn't work that way.
That's what they told me when I was there.
That's a different level of getting beads from guys.
Oh.
Guys do show their penises, but it's not as kind of like all encompassing as
Oh.
women showing their boobs.
I got so many beads because that's what I thought you had to do.
No, it's kind of gender weighted.
Okay.
Where,
I think I listened to the wrong people.
yeah, I would say so.
What?
Anyway, again, what
That
I
bruise
mentioned.
looks terrible on your
I
arm.
know.
Is it from
It's from moving my keyboard around, holding
Okay.
it.
It looks like a thumbprint.
This is from moving my keyboard.
God, and I think about all the bruises you've had in the shapes of fingers. I'd move out too if I was your neighbor. The shit she heard.
So, first of all, this was when she decided, I'm not even spending any time with this guy. He's a creep. Because
Yeah.
and then later on, he's like, I'll give you a kiss on the cheek. And actually, he didn't even say kiss. He went, he did his face like that. And I went, you're a fucking creep. You don't even know how to act.
And he said, "Oh, sorry, that was a little awkward." I'm like, "You made it awkward."
yeah. He's a fucking creep.
So he tells his brothers, "Yeah, I got her number." So we see them later. We kind of already talked about that, but I don't know. She is definitely here because she wants the money, y'all. Because she's probably getting paid to do
She was
this.
getting paid.
At least a day rate to film.
Yeah,
She
she's
probably
getting paid.
maybe it was $100.
I like it. The brothers were his brother. It's like, so we're gonna go back. I don't know if they let him have time with her, or they're like, yeah, they got some really good weed here, so we're gonna stay.
Wherever Raina is, it's a party.
So they go back, and that was basically the scene. And he keeps saying, "Yeah, I want to sneak in a kiss later," and it's just, the whole thing feels like an exercise in a lack of consent here from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm just like, you don't see dating as getting to know someone. It's like, what can you get? Someone needs to sit down with him and tell him that's not how this fucking works. And it's gross to me.
I don't get triggered by it. I don't think it's gross. I think it's just I think he just has no idea what actual love is, and not even in a relationship standpoint. But I imagine that probably even his familial relationships are strained,
Yeah.
or especially with, I don't know. I just feel like he's has no business dating anyone or being in a relationship without.
Yeah. Do you think that all it would be, is he aware that all it would be a pity kiss? Is that fine
I
for
don't
him?
think he realizes that.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's why I can see where it's seen as creepy. That's why I don't get creeped out though by him, because I don't think he has any idea how creepy he is, what he's saying or
I
doing.
get secondhand cringe because of how these women feel.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me.
Well, hey, it's on Raina. She went to a second location.
She had to go to a second location with him, but he's gonna shoot a shot, y'all. And basically the whole thing of that scene, and I wrote down, Tyray, you just got friend zoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ashton
Yeah.
Kutcher comes in with a backwards hat and goes, "You got friend zoned."
Boo, 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 boo.
Oh. I also thought, why does this feel like the last episode of his story?
Because I think it is. I feel like it is. I felt like we have 9, 10, 11,
Wow.
12 more episodes. What are we getting?
I don't know. This is episode 9, though. Okay, if this is the last episode, this was an extremely bleak arc for Tyray. So it matches his first storyline of before the 90.
I mean, pause. I don't know if it's bleak. I think it's better than his last storyline. He actually
Is it?
I think so. I think I think that I think that the fact that he's going out and actually getting, even if it's turned down by people, he's at least getting himself out there to ask people out. Because before he's been too nervous to even do that.
That's true. I guess I'm seeing it from a perspective of the way you tell a story, that he hasn't changed. I don't feel like he himself, Tyray, his behaviors have changed, but he hasn't really changed. I still think his ideas of what he thinks about dating and women have not changed at all.
That's probably not, but I don't know.
I guess you can't do a lot in a show.
I guess you can't do a lot of show, and also I don't know if he's gonna, if his opinions of women are going to change unless he is in relations with women.
He needs a female dating coach, probably.
But he's also got to be with these people and get his heart broken and have experiences.
Well, to get your heart broken, you need to date.
You know, in a weird way, I think this is growth for Tyray.
What do you mean? Yeah, maybe, but it's just so cringe. Boy doesn't know how to date at all.
Well, not everyone's an expert like you.
I know what I want, and I get it, and I won't apologize.
Lord. And look, I'm not saying the man doesn't need a lot of therapy.
Speaking of, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. And Tyray needs to bring that ukulele to a therapist, look her dead in the eye, because he really should have a woman therapist, because then he will fall in love with her, because it's Tyray, but then he can work through that for a couple of years. But after that, he should look her dead in the eyes, start playing that ukulele and sing, "Rebuild me, rebuild me. My dad was shot in a park, and I'm 33 with no job because my siblings stuck me with my mom. Rebuild me, rebuild me."
That's a nice high note.
Thank you.
Wow. I was just going to say that it was good for him to at least just go up and talk to people, talk to women, and know they might turn him down anyway.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that, Tyray. Bless.
I mean, I do agree with you about therapy, but he is putting himself out there. And for someone like him, that's incredibly vulnerable and scary.
Fair.
But if I was Tyray's therapist...
Tyray, for the love of God, please see someone.
Yes, please. If I was his therapist, I would acknowledge that sometimes the best relationships happen when both people put in the work and maybe get a little bit uncomfortable in the process, because at the end of the day, that's what makes a great relationship.
Wow, that's the same model I used for my sex life. We get uncomfortable, and it does work.
Now I'm uncomfortable. But sure, my own therapist challenges me on this all the time. I hate approaching people in a bar like Tyray did.
Well, that's because you usually just stare at them like a hungry raccoon staring at a trash bin.
Well, that's what Laura from Love is Blind does.
Yeah, and things worked out really well for her.
Fair. But my therapist does remind me that nothing great in life comes from avoiding things. Yes, the disappointment sucks, but it also is a great way for me to start developing coping skills. And as he says, my life becomes more worth it when we start taking chances.
What do you say to taking chances?
Focus.
What? It was Celine.
You know, that's on me.
Thank you.
So, sissies, if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
Sissies, become your own soulmate.
Whether you're looking for one or not, visit BetterHelp.com/realitygaze today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/realitygaze.
Okay, time for Sparkles. Y'all, we're gonna save someone else for the end.
We're gonna save Natalie, Nunnally.
Yeah, let's save John.
John,
he's at a. I think this is almost feels like it's just setting up there. Although if he moves, I mean, he's moving to Texas, so that's going to be a very different Patrick and Thais on Happily Ever After.
They're going to be completely uninteresting
without John. Although we see John in this season on.
Yeah.
So maybe they just flying back.
Yeah. Meghan has not been very responsive.
No, and he's nervous about it.
And
hasn't called him back.
And he kind of goes at Patrick and Thais about what they said to her.
They're at a bowling alley.
What?
And Patrick kind of says the same thing that John said to him whenever John gave Patrick shit.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's either just for the show or Patrick is doing this because Thais wants him to get back at John.
It's so fucking petty then.
Because it's kind of not Patrick to do it.
Yeah.
I think he would be totally fine with it, but it feels like Thais is just at night Just whispers in his ear.
I don't even think Thais would do that.
Maybe.
I don't even.
She really hated John, if you don't remember from
Yeah.
that season.
It just feels like the whole argument was mean, and he basically goes in on them, and then Patrick's like, well, I'm just making sure you don't drown. He's like, what do you mean? I knew how to swim when I was 4. I knew how to swim when I was 4. You throw me in the water. I'm swimming.
That's swimming. That was a good line.
You give me a cold beer in the pool. I was drinking beer when I was 4. I could be 8 beers in and swim.
Swim like nothing. Like nothing.
And John says, well, I plan on being with her.
And he's like, well, I worry about the kid thing. And John brings up again, I don't want babies.
No babies.
There's a difference. I don't know if that is. If she wants more children, unless you're just both planning on adopting 9-year-old adult children, there will be babies.
I think this is all him having lots of ideas about what a relationship, what monogamy would have looked like 5 years ago or when he was living with them. And now he doesn't want to, now he's having to kind of reckon with those thoughts. And so he's now processing his way into some version of monogamy that would work. So I don't think John knows what he wants right now.
No, I don't think so either.
And I don't know what to believe because he is so excited to. I do feel like he loves this woman.
I think so too.
I
think very much. And
she
again,
seems like she's on barbiturates a lot to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
well, or maybe they, look. A lot of people get together because they're both alcoholics because they like to drink together. I'm not saying she is, but I'm just saying that could be a reason.
Yeah. But no, she's on downers.
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
I like it when Patrick says, "Well, you're not moving there," and John says, "I'm probably moving there." That was his response.
And Thais like, "How do you even know you love her?"
And it's kind of like. Because they're trying to say, she said, we dated for years. We were figuring that out. So I told you, it felt like they were dating for a long time, but maybe they're not.
You know what my comeback was? He should have been, at least I spoke English. But I will say, her English has gotten so much better.
Yeah, I forgot she didn't. So, but it made me think, well, maybe they haven't really known each other that long.
I don't know.
And that is a little bit of a red flag that he's just wanted to up and move to San Antonio. To the Riverwalk.
He's FaceTiming Meghan. And he basically says, listen to what I say, not to what they say, because I'm thinking about moving. She's kind of overcome here. And she's excited. And I want to be a family. I want to make a family.
So he's going to pack his car, get the ball rolling. It's
Hopefully
official.
The car won't break down again. It's official. I'm moving.
John says, I want to wake up next to you and tell you how beautiful you are.
And
Very
then
sweet.
I want to go down you and fuck you to death with that vibrator. With old Abigail.
Multiple orgasms. Multiple.
Abigail. Ah! That's good. That's good, Abigail.
All right.
I need to put on some more makeup, Julian.
I was just waiting for you to start.
The sun should melt right off of me.
Just waiting.
Okay, she looked like a drag queen.
She did.
She was wearing like that white makeup around her eyes.
Too much. Did she just paint on the metal door, Debbie?
Yes, that's her graffiti.
All right.
Yeah.
I got expected something more from her.
Today, Julian is meeting Ruben the Cuban. And he
was treating me like I was precious cargo.
This is the thing. Julian always does too much on camera. He does not know how to be himself, and it makes the scenes feel fake. Even though I I feel like Debbie and Ruben, their correspondence was probably pretty authentic.
I don't think I agree with you. I don't think any of this is fake.
But Julian's behavior on camera.
It's just a little bit like, okay, that yeah, maybe he gets nervous from it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And y'all, they're doing graffiti, and he's like, "You have a permit for this?"
Julian says, "I just look
Ain't
at
nobody
him.
got a permit
Ain't
for
nobody got a
graffiti.
No." And Julian says, "I just look at him and I think he's a little strange." And I went, "Honey,
Look who he's with.
we love your mother, and she wants to start an alpaca / paint community."
Yeah.
And normally most people would go, "What a weird thing to do." But when
It
Debbie
kinda
says
makes
it,
sense to
you're
me.
like, "That's perfect sense."
Ruben says, "All the women I've dated before have been men. I mean blondes."
He did. I don't think he's gay.
No, it's not gay. It's a weird vibe. He's like the weird uncle. It's a strange
Something's
vibe.
off.
Yeah.
Something's off. I don't know what it is. He's worked for we find out he's worked for a lighting company for 10 years.
And y'all know what happens with people who work for lighting companies.
It's almost like,
I don't know.
well, yeah, I was like, what happened?
I don't know.
You fucked one of them in the show in Dallas?
Yeah. You fuck them at your shows in Dallas.
What? I wonder though if someone like really break his heart or something like that, because he said, beauty, he's very much already like beauty goes away, none of that matters, which is true. It all goes away, but he's just trying to say that none of what Debbie looks like matters to him.
Yeah. Which see Jimmy, well, I know looks don't matter from Love is Blind. Y'all, fucking episode 10 of Love is Blind. I can't say a word about it, but holy God.
Yeah.
Get ready on Wednesday night because the episode
Whoa.
10 is woo!
Yeah.
You thought actually that scene, they've been calling it
The first like 10 minutes of 11,
I haven't watched it.
because we're doing both of them
Yeah.
tomorrow now. So it's gonna be.
There's been a thing up that says Laura Order SVU.
Ooh. Whoa.
I think that's going to go down as probably one of the most iconic scenes in Love is Blind history.
100%.
I'm still thinking about it.
100%. Anyway, y'all.
So then Julian, I can't say his name besides the way Debbie does it. And she's like, "Ever been in trouble with the law?" He's like, "Nope, never." Kind of his eye twitched a little bit.
Also, poor Sarah Ann. Not poor Sarah. She's going to get killed online.
She made her bed.
She made her bed, yeah.
She made her fucking bed.
She made her bed. That's all we could say.
I don't feel sorry for her. Anyway, and Julian tells him about Oshama, and he didn't know anything about Morocco. Ruben was shocked this man was 24 she was with.
Y'all, that's not... I think Debbie is someone who doesn't lie to lie, because she's all about the truth. But
Lies of omission.
She omits things because she doesn't want people to feel uncomfortable, but that's a big thing to tell someone. And that she's still giving that family money.
I could not believe that.
Oh, I could. That made a perfect sense. She's codependent as fuck.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. I can believe she would do it. I was surprised to hear it.
I was not.
Yeah.
Was not.
And he says, "I don't need any money from your mom," which I believe.
I believe that too. He's like, "I'm good." I'll be honest. Something's a little off. Maybe he just got his heart broken. But in another way, I kind of like Ruben the Cuban a lot.
I still think this relationship has the most potential of all of them this season.
I kind of think so too.
And that's fucked up.
I think they could live in Miami. I think Debbie would love living in Miami.
I agree.
But I do think Debbie needs to live. I think this is more of maybe not a relationship where you live with someone all the time.
Yeah.
But maybe this is Debbie has her male friend, and a flight from Atlanta to Miami is not that expensive.
I agree.
Maybe it's like every
week, every 2 weeks.
Not even 2 weeks. Like maybe every 2 months, they spend like a week with each other.
That doesn't constitute a relationship for a lot of people.
I don't know. She's got her art. She's got her house. When she's heard, do you really want to pick up your life and just move?
I think
although
that's,
she moved to
I
Morocco.
think that's great, but that is not high stakes for a show.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Moving on to That was really discordant.
I liked
Didn't
it.
follow me.
I liked it.
You were kind of quarter tone sharp. But
I
that's
thought it was
okay.
great. You're a little flat.
No, I was starting this thing first, so you guys go with me. Y'all, we found out that Natalie wanted to be a nun, which tracks.
No, not only track. Everything makes sense now. It's all just, this is what I love. Thank God her mother came to town because her mother is so stuck in the past with this woman and is punishing her daughter for her past mistakes.
Yeah.
Even though she's not saying that, all of it makes sense with Natalie.
Her mother's a monster.
Oh,
Yeah. Can you
I
imagine?
feel sorry for Natalie a little
Me
bit.
too.
Oh,
Y'all, this woman,
I think she doesn't fix the back of her head because I think there's probably another face back there, like Voldemort.
this woman constantly has something to say about,
never right.
has a judgment on what her daughter does. And you can see Natalie go into the 500-yard stare as soon as her mother starts talking. She disassociates because she can't feel it. It's, y'all, you're witnessing the cause and effects of mental illness. It's right there in front of you.
And I don't think maybe it's some of it, but I don't know if it's a cultural thing as much because we've had other 90 Day Fiancé people from Ukraine and that have met like Yara.
But
her mom is not like this.
This mother is special.
I don't want to. I say that because at first I thought, am I just like not? No, this is like you said, mental illness.
Yeah. This mother's crazy.
Like this would be. I mean, Natalie should just star in her own Lifetime movie at this point.
So y'all, what do you do when you're single, alone, with no job and no prospects?
And it's raining in Los Angeles.
You freeze your eggs.
You freeze
or go
your
to a
eggs.
fertility clinic.
Go to a fertility
Which
clinic.
is very expensive.
She goes to the best one. The best one. Y'all, here's what I want to know. This is what doesn't add up and smells. It smells a little stink. If Josh is paying for your car,
Yeah.
and Josh is paying for your apartment,
Yeah.
and Josh is not your boyfriend anymore,
Yeah.
who's paying for these things?
Exactly.
Which leads me to believe the show is paying for these things.
That leads me to
because
believe
they
it as
know
well.
that she's that good television.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe she's paying for a car because she got enough money, but
Maybe.
I think the show is paying for her apartment.
I agree. So y'all, she was talking about trying to have a child with her second husband, but she said they did do IVF and had 2 miscarriages, which is very sad.
Very.
And Mom said, if 2 people love each other, then they will get pregnant. Can you imagine
yes.
that screaming in your ear?
Well, she literally took a step further and says, just by love. Just by love. And then she goes on to say, if the harmony is there between 2 people, then it just works. So she's basically insinuating because Natalie can't get along in her relationship, she is causing herself to be sterile from her
Yes,
lack
she was
of
barren
emotional
because
connection.
she was barren because she didn't try hard enough in a relationship. There wasn't
Y'all,
enough love.
And one thing we know for sure, you can get pregnant by somebody you hate. There's a lot of sissies out there that know that truth.
You could get pregnant with no love involved.
No love involved.
That's the truth.
In fact, I would almost say if you are repulsed by someone, that's often the person that knocks you up.
God, this mother. So she talks
What
about
if you have oh God, what if you have a gay guy who moves above you? What if you have a guy who's sluttier than you and like pulls your grinder, the gym people pulls them from you?
we'll just have to. First of all, either I fuck them or I destroy them. It's a binary.
You can't fuck them. You can't. You won't ever. I know you. You will not ever fuck your neighbor.
Why not?
Because you never. You won't. Because you're.
But I've
too
never lived
scared.
with a hot neighbor.
You're
before.
too scared of the consequences, though.
Yeah, I would worry about them kind of moving in, and also I would think about. I would hear them having sex upstairs, and say, I wonder if he thinks he's better than me.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. I'd need to murder him then.
So you can't have
I
a
would
gay
fuck
guy.
him, and then I'd murder him.
Let us know in the comments whether it's on Patreon or what type of neighbor does Poodle
I wonder
need?
if I could wall him up in the fake fireplace there.
Possibly.
These are things I think about.
As long as you put a tube for him to breathe.
No, he's dead. I kill him.
All right. Let's move on. Keep going with
So
Natalie.
to answer your question, I fuck him, then I murder him. There's no other option.
Sissies,
if he's gay.
What does Poodle need? Let us know.
Because otherwise, I'm always going to be thinking about fucking him.
What's different?
But
You're always thinking about fucking.
I'm saying if someone's above me, it would drive me crazy to madness.
Just thinking about the fucking?
No, thinking about not fucking him, about the opportunity that's getting
That
passed.
someone else is fucking him and you're not, if
Yes.
you thought?
Yes.
Boy, Enneagram 4 runs deep.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, the only option. I bang him, and it's the last. He breathes his last breath, and he dies.
What if you have not an attractive gay guy or someone you don't deem attractive?
That's the best of all possible worlds.
What happens, though, if you don't think he's that attractive, but then you're looking on your scruff or your grinder or
And he's pulling
sniffle,
guys that are
and
hot?
he's pulling guys that are hot that you're not able to fuck?
That doesn't work in my world. That's illogical. And I don't recognize it as true. And then I murder him. Because he must be some emissary here from a different who's conjuring. And
So-
I would need to use stronger magic.
So not a gay man, pretty much we're at.
I'd prefer a quiet woman.
Okay.
A quiet single woman
Not a lesbian
Who
or
is
queer woman.
bookish.
They have way mystical powers.
who's bookish and who likes to stay up early at night, late at night, doesn't keep.
So Marion the librarian from
Yes,
The
that's who I
Music
need.
Man.
And doesn't mind gay screaming.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's just not the sex. That's us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I will say your current neighbor, did tolerate Mothgate.
That was very loud.
That was very loud. So, okay. So she says, so after the IVF, she was 28. She had the miscarriage. And she said, then
I was going to church.
she had her second divorce. And she got so involved with church, she was doing the stages of becoming a nun.
service. I was going to be a nun.
With such joy.
But my family did not want me to do it.
No, your mom.
Yep.
Because your mom wants grandkids.
Needs a grandbaby.
That's all your mom talks about.
And that's this. Natalie's her only child.
It is my child I have dream, but I'm not getting younger.
Anyway,
God, this episode
and
was
the
good.
mom's like, well, you know that a woman can give birth up to 50, 55, even if she does sports, even longer. I expected her to say, if she does sport.
She said that in front of the doctor of the fertility, who thankfully doesn't speak. Are they speaking Russian or
Russian, probably.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, so will the insemination happen with the husband? And the doctor goes, and then Natalie, the coup de grace here is Natalie's like, so I want the most the good stuff you have. So Natalie was basically saying, I want the premium jizz.
she wants.
Where do I get A1 spunk.
Spoken like a reality gaze listener, a sissy.
Where do you keep the good stuff in the back?
And they do this thing.
Good
so
vintage.
They meet with Annie, and they're looking at these pictures of donors, and you're seeing these profiles, and you feel like it's going really well. Natalie is smiling.
Screeched.
And then cue the music, the off-tune violins. She just stares down, and just like Kalani, trying to stare for that vortex to swallow her whole.
She goes, I like this essay, but this is just paper. I will have to see if we have anything in common. And the woman goes, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
She thinks this is a dating app that someone gives their sperm, and instead of love is blind, it's spunk is blind.
Spunk is blind.
Is spunk blind? And someone just gives their spunk and then later have a child and say, congratulations, you have to get married and have child with this person. Here's your crib. Is that what happened?
But I got man milk from clinic, and then I met the man and I liked him, and now he loves me.
And now he loves me. We have baby together and child.
I want a baby with someone I love and someone who loves me back. You're at the wrong fucking place, you
You're
dumbass.
at the wrong place, honey.
And then the mom, like a cue from heaven, says, maybe we should ask Michael.
And I wrote, and we're back.
And I went, you're the worst fucking thing in the world, you horrible goblin.
It really is like you see Natalie trying to like go out of her comfort zone and be someone else, and then just in a 3-second phrase,
let's ask Michael.
We're back.
And guess what, y'all?
Guess who we see next week?
He's visiting.
Butter. We're seeing Butter next week.
Butter? The mom?
Well, no, we're seeing Michael, yeah.
Wow, what an episode.
Again, this is why it's my favorite, because it's just nuttery.
This segment, nunnally, as we said.
Yes, but
get
nuttery
to a
yes.
nunnally. This segment, by the way, is just. I wish everyone on Single Life or even 90 Day Fiancé had the high stakes lunacy of Natalie. Because I think Natalie, this is weird. Do you think with enough therapy, Natalie could be happy with someone?
No.
Really?
No, because
It's too much to overcome.
what with Natalie, I still don't know yet. It's because it might be both. Is it because she's so uncomfortable that she's not willing to change, and she can't handle the uncomfortableness and the dysregulation
She's still
of
stuck
changing?
in a trauma response.
Or is it because she's a bit of a narcissist and is egomaniac
it's
and
that
doesn't
too.
think she should stoop to that level?
I think it's
either?
that too.
I think there's a combo of both, and that combo leads me to believe this person is never going to change.
Well, we can just continue to watch her on
y'all.
Single Life Season 11.
20. And I'll watch it.
And she looks like the Serbian pop star that Plain Jane did on Snatch Game.
Did I watch Snatch Game? Oh, it was on Friday. I don't think I've seen that episode yet. Was that on this last Friday?
Yeah.
You haven't seen the episode yet. I'm also behind on Capote and the Swans.
It wasn't a good Snatch Game. Snatch Game hasn't been good in at least 3 or 4 years. They did made up characters too that no one had ever heard of. Like, I not to spoil, but the Tsunami came up with a character named the Gold Tooth Fairy.
That's stupid.
And it's just like, if you bring a character, sure. But if you don't have an idea of who the backstory of this person is, if you don't have a complete sketch in your head that you think you're going to be able to improv it, someone did James Brown and it was really good too.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to watch it.
I won't spoil it.
Capote and the Swans.
Yes, I need to catch up on that.
I had to catch up on the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch is so
I watched
good.
an episode of The New Look on Apple TV. about Christian Dior and Coco Chanel right after the Nazis took over. It's incredible, and it's beautiful, and Juliette Binoche is everything! And so is Ben Mendelsohn.
I sat by a woman, because apparently Chanel was a spy. That's what they're saying, right? And because I know this because I sat by a woman on the plane who's a researcher.
Yeah.
And she researched, I believe, this show. She lives in LA and Hollywood, researched all this.
We don't know yet, but
She said on the plane she was.
Well, thanks for spoiling it for all of our listeners. The end of the show, possibly. Thanks.
You're welcome.
But what the show sets up is the fact that Christian Dior made clothes for the Nazis' girlfriends and wives, and the after World War II, people were asking about it. He's like, we do things in war to keep ourselves alive. And Coco Chanel's not really; she's out of it, and she's talking shit about Christian Dior, and it turns out she was a lot more involved than even he was in some of the Nazi circles.
Wow.
Yeah. It was so good. I loved it. If you love historical things about clothing, and everyone's at the top of their game. Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones plays his sister.
Well, what's his name? Who's
John Malkovich is in it.
On Capote? He's supposed to be fantastic. The actor that plays this week, James Baldwin is on this week's Capote in the Salon. And apparently the actor that played him was fantastic as James Baldwin.
I don't know who it is, but
I don't either.
I'll take a look when I see it.
Again, I was watching Star Wars. I'm very excited. And I finally caught up on Echo, which was really good.
What the fuck is that?
It's really well done. It's a Marvel show, but Sissy's talk because it takes place in Oklahoma. But Marvel did it in conjunction.
I'm already disinterested.
But they did it with Choctaw and Native Americans.
Oh,
it's actually I learned even from Oklahoma. I learned a lot, and I looked it up as I was watching. I learned a lot about like Choctaw mythology and things like that. And the show was really well done.
So it was none of that stuff was ever taught in school, or
no? At the time, I mean, I never learned about. We never learned anything that would be counter
to Christianity. We learned the Cherokee creation myths.
Yeah,
and a lot of Cherokee stories and things like that. That was for a special unit that was at the time, I believe, called. I think at that time it would have been called Native American history.
We learned it was more through like the lens of Trail of Tears and things like that. I mean, I learned from just friends and culture.
Yeah.
But it's much more celebrated now. Like, it's shocking to me that like I never went to a powwow or anything like that. Where now, like, I have white friends even in Oklahoma that
go to powwows.
Their native friends will invite them to that kind of stuff.
Remember the Love After Lockup one was like, we're going to the powwow.
Yeah.
And bringing their bags.
But they have one on a show and they show the rituals. It's great.
Oh, cool.
Echo was great. All right, everybody. That's it. Poodle's got to go. God, he's going to start wearing sarongs around the house and lighting candles. You're going to steam your asshole now, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's the show. You can go to realitygaze.com, subscribe to us on Apple Podcast or on Supercast or on Patreon. That's all under RG+. Hey, we're about to start. We're filming some watch-alongs after this, but The Family Chantel is coming, y'all. Are we watching it today?
No.
I think we're
finishing it.
Finishing Happily Ever After today, and then the next time ooh, y'all. So, Seeking Sister Wife, a lot of new stuff coming for you in March. Love is Blind. God, y'all are getting a lot of shit right now.
It's a lot of stuff.
And you're in the middle of doing all of this in your show. How you feeling?
We need to do watch-alongs so I can have 30 fucking minutes to myself.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Until then, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you're wanting to find someone to have a baby with, that's you find someone that loves you and loves you back, that you can buy a crib with. Call us.